Quiet on set.
Roll camera.
Sound speed.
Mark, please. And action.
Take one, marker. Welcome back to Students in Focus. I'm Katie, student producer at the Utah Education Network. This week, we feature work from the broadcast students of Utah State University. We also shine the spotlight on student producer Olivia Salamone Halioa. First up, we're going to let the students introduce their pieces. There's a wide range of news stories, class highlights, and a couple ads.
Here's a sport you don't see every day, skiing plus horses. They say it's one of the oldest Western sports around, and it made its debut here in Cache Valley. Ski joring is a team sport where a skier is pulled by a horseman around a track. The fastest time wins. Organizers say the track is made specifically for each competition. These competitions are held all around Utah, but it's the first time it's come to Cache Valley. They say the weather doesn't stop them from competing.
It's sunny, it's been rainy, it's been a blizzard. We've had no snow, we had too much snow, we've had all of it. So we actually have our own snowmaking thing now, so we've been blowing snow up here in Cache Valley for almost 2 weeks.
Organizers say the track held up well despite the rain from the night before. The crowd watched teams from all different ages and ski levels compete for belt buckles, caches, and other prizes.
How well could you handle a hot wing that makes you reach for a glass of milk? I went to an interview-style game show here at Utah State that tests the contestants' heat tolerance while answering questions sent in by students. How spicy is too spicy?
I could not take it for my stomach.
Utah State University's School of Graduate Studies hosted what they call the hottest event on campus.
Dude, I'm still feeling it. It's still like all over like where my lips are at.
Hot Takes is a game show where a panel of USU figures are answering questions while eating hot wings that get spicier each round.
I need to soak my face in milk.
This is where USU hosts their spiciest event on campus. But can you take the heat? Let's dig in.
That's a good. Ooh. Man, you guys are making me hungry.
Students Jake Russell and Sarah Pope were the night's hosts.
Made the contestants eat hot wings and suffer.
But Jake would have rather been eating the wings.
Oh my gosh, I was so jealous. I was looking at the wings all night. I started eating some of Jamie's. And I tried some of the sauces. I was so hungry the whole time.
The audience got to experience the heat as well. Dining services sold chicken nuggets and put out hot sauces of all different levels, including the hottest sauce called Da Bomb.
When they got to the bomb, I was a little scared.
How's the heat? It's coming. It's coming.
The panel's answers were judged off of audience applause. Jamie Parker won with the loudest cheering section. She was named Extinguisher of Flames and received the dining service's greatest of all time trophy.
I really think I couldn't have done it unless I had my friends in the crowd that cheered for my answers.
That wing was so hot.
Even though we're over 700 miles away, a local nonprofit is helping with the LA fires. Kelly Winter takes us there to show us how.
The cargo in this plane isn't typical.
We got here and the door opened, their tails were wagging and happy to be here.
2 volunteers with Wings of Rescue are flying in 8 dogs from a shelter in LA.
Once you volunteer helping animals, you're stuck. I mean, it just fills your heart up.
Employees from Cache Humane Society meet the dogs on the tarmac.
When we open the door, I don't know how they know, but I mean, there's so much love. I think that's what they're picking up on and what they feel as we open the door.
The fires in LA are impacting and displacing both people and animals.
We just want to do what we can, what we have the capacity to do as a shelter to help animals in need as well as people in need.
The 8 dogs were up for adoption in LA and are looking for, as employees at Cache Humane say, their forever homes here.
Cache Humane says you can help by adopting dogs like this one, so they have more room to accept more dogs from LA.
By accepting these dogs, Smith says the shelters in LA can provide crisis shelter to dogs there. And the more dogs that get adopted from LA or the ones already in their shelter, the more dogs they'll have room to accept from LA.
We have some wonderful pets that need wonderful homes.
Kelly Winter, ATV News.
The pilots have been flying for Wings of Rescue for 14 years. Wings of Rescue has helped relocate over 75,000 pets.
Construction has started for a new vet science building at Utah State University. University administrators celebrated the groundbreaking for the new veterinary medicine building in May of last year. The building will be 3 stories and the projected cost is $77 million. Students in years 1 through 3 for the veterinary program will use this building.
We're really proud of all that it's taken to get this far and this opportunity for students.
The CVM may begin accepting applications for spring 2025 when the American Medical Veterinary Association issues a letter of reasonable assurance that the school is on the road to accreditation. The building will house labs, classrooms, a surgery suite, and small animal care facilities. Students in year 4 of classes will attend classes at an off-campus site. Administrators hope the vet science building will be used for students in the summer of 2026.
It was after shooting with your phone that you wanted to up your game, so you got a better camera. But your shots were shaky, so you got a tripod. But your audio was fuzzy, so you got a mic. But your shots were dark, so you got some lights. Now you got all this equipment, but you don't know how to use it. So you enrolled in Intro to Video.
We're looking for student-produced films and videos to feature on TV. Learn more at uen.org/studentsinfocus to have your media considered for an upcoming episode of Students in Focus.
Reviews called it the finest composition of music that ever was heard and an exquisite delight. I went to Abravanel Hall in Salt Lake City to show you how a nearly 300-year-old composition is still drawing crowds and asking them to sing along.
Music unites everybody.
Handel's Messiah.
It holds all of these classical traditions within it that so many people can identify with. Everybody knows the Hallelujah chorus. And this piece really was intended to have something for everybody in it.
Is a Christmas tradition.
It actually follows the story of Easter, actually, the resurrection mostly, but it is done mostly during Christmas, which is interesting. They sort of switched it from being during the Passion Week to being at Christmas, but I think that's stuck for good reason.
Handel wrote the Messiah in the summer of 1741 for a charity concert that would happen the next year. What he couldn't have foreseen was that it would become an annual tradition.
It has been such an encouragement to sing this music. There's so much going on in the world right now, so much unrest, so much division, and it's just so great to be a part of a piece and a work that celebrates hope.
Tyson is in his first year with Utah Opera.
And I've never seen a Messiah sing along.
In a nearly 4-decade-old tradition at Salt Lake City's Abravanel Hall.
But when we make music together, it's something about unity that brings every single person together.
Something that I'm really proud of to be presenting tonight.
To find community, and I think the Messiah Singing is a perfect example of just getting to make music with literally thousands of other people.
People are always looking for encouragement. People are always looking for hope. People are always looking for light in their lives, and I think Messiah, and He shall reign forever and ever, gives a lot of people light. They, experience ultimate joy getting a chance to sing those words, and they're timeless.
Tyson and Schofield are both new resident artists with Utah Opera. The program lets graduates get professional experience.
Do you want to work in social media, sports, creative video, event planning, or philanthropy? All of this comes from a public relations degree. The demand for PR graduates continues to be strong, with good-paying jobs everywhere. PR professionals are able to work in every kind of organization, giving you the opportunity to work in environments that are challenging, rewarding, and fun, as well as on important issues and causes that you care about. Make a difference.
People across the state are reacting to this morning's announcement that the Olympics may come back to Utah. Welcome to this edition of ATV News. I'm Ryan Lawrenson. Joining us live from the ATV newsroom to give us more on this breaking news is Zahara Nasir. Zara?
That's right, Ryan. As you can see on all these computers, this is big news for Utah. The International Olympic Committee announced their plans for their 2030 and 2034 Olympics today.
The Executive Board today followed the recommendation of the Future Host Commission to invite the French Alps and Salt Lake City, Utah, into respective targeted dialogues to host the Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games 2030 and 2034.
For the first time since 2002, Utah would see Olympic events and scenes like this when Czech skier Ales Valenta landed a quintuple twist, and people are getting really excited already. Salt Lake City Mayor Erin Mendenhall said on X that Utah has Olympics in its DNA. Governor Spencer Cox said that Utah is ready, excited, and prepared to host the Olympic Games again. And Salt Lake City Mayor Mendenhall says the announcement feels so good. Reporting to you live in the newsroom, back to you at the desk, Ryan.
We teach confidence and we teach competence.
Total Aggie domination. I will teach you how to focus this camera, how to freeze this action, how to blur that action, how to get good audio out of any situation. I'll teach that technical stuff, but in the end, my goal is swagger for students.
These professors, they don't only teach you what you need to know, they do it with you.
Because of the fundamentals I've learned in this program, I can be plugged into any type of video project.
News stations love our students because they're prepared, they're professional, and they tell good stories. We win awards for any type of video production that we do. Our students are trained well, and it shows.
A student, teacher, and president all in one. I'll show you how one USU student is impacting her Aggie community in a big way.
Here we go. Let's 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 1, 2, 3.
Whether you grew up dancing or have 2 left feet,
I just want every person who leaves my classes to feel confident.
Sophia Lowe teaches dance classes every other Thursday night at Soul Fitness, and some are taught as fundraisers for CAPSA.
And it was such a fun night to incorporate something that means so much to me, which is dance and teaching, but also raising awareness for domestic violence.
But teaching dance isn't Sophia's only responsibility.
Hi guys! Hey. Guys, I'm so glad you're here. This is such an exciting night.
In the studio, she's the teacher, and here she's the president, and in the classroom, she's a student.
Even though she has so much going on, she makes sure that we are a priority, and she makes us know that.
Sophia says balancing schoolwork, duties as the president of her sorority, and her social life can be a struggle.
Yes, it can get super overwhelming, but I think it's important to remember that you are so capable of whatever major you're in, and you're so capable of accomplishing your dreams.
Sophia's awesome. She is like one of the biggest girl bosses I know.
Coming in as a transfer from the University of Utah, Sophia says Utah State and Alpha Chi have changed her life.
I would say Utah State definitely gave me my confidence back as a young adult.
And she makes sure to return the favor.
Sophia always makes time for us and makes time for individuals, which I think is really important as a leader. Just the love she has for her sisters is really incredible.
If you're interested in taking a dance class from Sophia, she is teaching one next Thursday night at 9:30. And the last day for Sorority Rush is this Thursday.
Logan City is planning on tearing down the Cache Valley Mall. Guest photojournalist Henry Lopez Ortiz brings you to one of the shops we won't be able to visit much longer and lets them tell you their outlook.
The fun has doubled. I started Fun Unlimited back in 1992 in Idaho Falls. I started one here in Logan in 93 here at the mall, Cache Valley Mall. Right now, there's about 10 to 15 of us in the mall still that have no place to go. What the city guy says is that they won't kick anybody out before the holidays, but they want to start demolishing the mall March 1st. But I figured when they said that I could be kicked out within 60 days, it was like it's happened over the last 30 years. They'll just move me to another place, not actually demolish the mall. That has never been one of the things that anybody's ever really proposed. And it's sad because the store's still doing great. People coming in all the time. The place is hopping and busy. So that's why I'm hoping the Ogden and Provo one will be a cushion in case it doesn't.
The store up until about 3 months ago was ran by one of my dad's old friends. It is rough with the one in Logan getting shut down, so we have to figure out how to get all that stuff out of there. And this spot isn't super huge, so we can't hold near as much as we can in Logan. It's the same with Provo. It's even smaller than this one. Logan, pretty much everybody knows the store, so we have a lot of people that come into the store asking a lot of questions about, honestly, anything in the valley. People here in Ogden and Provo don't know us near as well as the people in Cache Valley, so we need to grow and get the name out a little more.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys have a good
Yeah, it's been kind of a rough go because we've had lots of other things get in our way from getting down there, and it's far enough away too so it hasn't had a great start, but we're trying to get the inventory down there as fast as we can because that way when I finally move from here, I only have to move about half as much stuff because we have about 500,000 items in here. And so trying to get all that moved and keep it somewhat in order is going to be a beast to do. You know, no idea what'll happen. There's just no guarantees.
Logan City is planning on building a 150,000 square foot building on the mall's lot.
Thanks for watching this edition of ATV News.
You can watch this and other editions on our Facebook page.
Next, we shine the spotlight on Olivia, an aspiring actress and filmmaker. Olivia is currently in her first year of college at Westminster University, majoring in theater with a minor in film and Spanish. She discovered her passion for storytelling through her family and classes at Spy Hop Productions.
I'm majoring in theater with a double minor in film and Spanish. I went to a smaller high school, and so Westminster definitely is a smaller campus and just college in general, and so I think that kind of helped me like the smaller environment, and it's more tight-knit, so like everyone knows everyone in the theater department, and I think that's really cool. My dad's really into movies. He's always like on the streaming services. He'd always go after work and get a Redbox movie. It'd usually be a cartoon because of how young we were, and that was just like the best option. So we just watched a new movie every week, and I think that was a pretty cool tradition for me and my sisters. I just loved watching movies, and usually ones with female roles or female leading roles, and so I just always thought that would be cool if I could do that. But then I also just started to make videos that kind of helped with my grief as well. I lost my grandparents like in a pretty short amount of time, so I just made recaps of like the funeral, and in the Tongan culture, we have lots of traditions that deal with mourning our loved ones, so I think capturing those moments, and then I was just able to put together videos for each of my grandparents. And so I think that's kind of how I got started into film. I joined Spy Hop for acting, but then me and Katie joined for film apps, and then our mentor recommended us to join Pitchnik, and I guess I just said yes to doing that. So all the students write a script and form a pitch packet to pitch to a board. And then 4 of those films get picked, 2 fiction, 2 nonfiction, and then Early Morning got picked. And so we started production for that. I didn't really think my film was going to get picked, but once it got picked, I was pretty shocked and excited. I directed Early Morning. It's about a Polynesian teen who struggles to find his way back on the rugby field after dealing with the loss of his brother and navigating his life through grief. I learned a lot through making the film, a lot of the technical side and like how to work the camera, the angles, but I also learned a lot about other people and how important networking is and building relationships. I'm passionate about telling stories from the Pacific Islander Polynesian community because there's not many stories. Growing up, I didn't see many people that looked like me on screen, and so I think that bringing that representation to the screen is something we really need. Since early morning has a lot to do with mental health, I think it's pretty relatable to the Polynesian community because we don't talk about it as much, and a lot of young people these days are wanting to bring light to that topic, and so early morning kind of does that in a way, but it only touches the surface of a lot of these issues. I wasn't 100% ready to premiere it, but once everyone saw it, they were giving me a lot of good feedback and opening up to me about their personal life and how that related to them, and that just felt great to know that my work helps people through their grief or through whatever they're going through. I submitted it to this festival called Masima here in Salt Lake City, and that notification date is actually this Friday. I think it's important for us to tell our stories because it's a way of expressing ourselves, and sometimes teenagers or young people don't really know how to express themselves in a healthy manner, and I think the arts is a great outlet for us to express ourselves in a healthy way. I think for me, I didn't really think I could do it, or none of my goals were attainable, but you can do it and it is possible. Just have to take every opportunity when it comes.
You know, you keep going hard like that. Just watch. You're even playing cards with me.
I knew he was taking something, and I didn't say anything.
Keela wouldn't want you to stop playing.
It was my fault, Mom.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Students in Focus. Make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next episode. And you can check out past episodes at UEN-TV. And don't forget, you can submit your student projects to be featured here on Students in Focus. See you next time.